J-Man here for another comic book review, Nemesis Reloaded number 4. Okay, so if you've been following along, you know that I'm not a fan of Mark Millar. I liked Red Sun. That's a lie. I liked Red Sun. That's it. Everything else I've either not liked or despised. Yeah, just not a fan. So when Reloaded number 1 came out, I had an epiphany, and I was like, I'm going to just get this. I don't know why. I didn't read the first Nemesis, didn't care, whatever. I read the first issue of Nemesis Reloaded, and I was like, wow, this is so good. Went back, got the issues of Nemesis, the original run, all original issues, first printings, read those. That's 10 out of 10. And then I started reading this, and I'm like, all these issues are 10 out of 10. This is also 10 out of 10. Spoilers, there's my review. You can dance it in 1 minute, 1 minute review. I'm going to go through this using my space method. So it's story, pacing, artistry, characters, enjoyment. So typically I score each category between 0 and 2. And when you add them all up, you get a score out of 10. So most comics, like a 5 or a 6 is a pass, right? Like 5 out of 10 is a pass. It just means like the comic was okay. What else can I tell you? Oh, I also don't pit comics against each other. So this is going to be ranked against the other Nemesis issues, including the first series. It's not ranked against other comics. So like Superman came out this week. I'm not putting this versus Superman. They're not the same thing. Okay. If I give the artistry, I'm giving this as perfect score list. So I'm going to give the art a 2 out of 2. I give the art a 2 out of 2. That's not to say that the art here is better than like Alex Ross or something like that. It doesn't work that way. You're paying money for this comic. It's called Nemesis. You understand what the theme is. You know who Mark Millar is. You know who Jorge Jimenez is. How good is it for your money, right? And I'm saying it's 10 out of 10. This series has blown me away. The story here is Nemesis. He's a bad guy, the baddest guy you can ever come across. I hate saying this because it's more nuanced than what I'm about to say, but it's really like if the Batman was Joker, right? So instead of being all crazy and weird, he's super meticulous and planning, and he's as evil and cruel as the Joker is, but he's as smart and cunning as Batman is, wearing Batman's suit. It's really more like sort of like a mixture between Diabolic, like that suit, little bit of Phantom X in there, who's based on Diabolic. He's all white, so he's I think it's very interesting to have this all white because when the blood comes, it pops very good. I'd love to see a live action interpretation of this, only if they were going to do it faithfully though, not one of these dumbed down, let's make it PG or whatever. I typically like superhero comic books. This is really about a super villain, but I find it very interesting, and it is so compelling. The story here with him trying to get revenge and plotting everything out so well. It's just amazing. And then it's a mini series is even better. And that takes me into the pacing, which I'm giving, again, perfect score for pacing, because each issue of this, you get a little bit of story and you get some action, and it just zips. I started reading this, and I mean, I just read it so fast. Like, I'm like, wow, this is so good. But like, it's riveting. So great story, amazing pacing. The artistry is great. I don't know. I'm loving. Like, this is a total package book, guys, and again, I'm critical because I didn't like Mark Millar. I don't like Kick-Ass. I thought like, it's okay. I hated Wanted. You know, Wanted came out. Everyone's like, oh, Wanted. I did not like it at all. I really didn't like it. But this is just working for me. Maybe because it's just one guy and you're focusing just on Nemesis, and I think he looks really cool. Like, I'm waiting for statues. Like, I don't know if they're gonna do statues or what. That page is a great page. So there's a lot going on in this comic, and characters are 2 out of 2. I love the mayor here. Like, he's given you like regular people characters, but they're very good. Like you want Nemesis to lose, but you're kind of like, he's so like evil that it's become interesting. It's really tough to pull off something like this. An enjoyment factor, I'm giving it a 2 out of 2, so 10 out of 10. For me, it's very difficult for someone to pull this comic off for me. Like, I'm a writer too. I've got stuff on Amazon. You can look it up, whatever. And I write heroic stories and short stories, and I write horror stories and sci-fi stories, and I also have, like hero stories where my guy is a hero. I think it's very difficult to write from the perspective of a villain and keep it interesting. I love Fantomas, which is one that comes to mind, or Fu Manchu. But, well, Fantomas is different, but Fu Manchu, it's still Petrie and Whalen, who are the, not Whalen, Nayland Smith. Like, you're still following him. So Fu Manchu's like in the background a lot, at least in the first 3 or 4 stories that I've read. I haven't read all of it. But even Fantomas, like, you know, it's tough, right? Because, like, ultimately, I don't like the villains. Like, I don't want to be cheering for Nemesis, right? The guy's an asshole, but they've made this so good that, like, I'm kind of interested anyways. I don't know. It's hard to put into words really how great this is. Really, everyone should be buying this. And there's a Millerverse thing, I guess, coming out sometime soon this year. Count me in, especially if we're going to get the quality that we're getting out of this. I can't highly recommend this enough. This is probably the best comic right now. When I get this, I'm just like, oh, Nemesis is out, you know, and I kind of wish it continued on, but I understand that it's hard to continue something like this. I tried the Joker book, which I did think was pretty good. I read the first like 10 issues of Joker. I thought that was pretty good too, but this is just blowing it away. I don't know. It's a story about a piece of trash villain who you despise, but so interesting and well done. So kudos to everybody involved, man. I really like this comic. Let me know your thoughts on Nemesis. I'm not getting a lot of feedback on this Nemesis. Like, I posted Superman stuff, get lots of feedback. I know he's not a big character. Must be somebody out there watching this. So let me know what your thoughts are on Nemesis. Have I gone crazy? Is this like really not that great and I've just lost my mind? Some people might think I have lost my mind. Like, it's not that good. I don't know. Maybe it's just that I didn't experience the Mark Millar that everyone else was experiencing until now. And, you know, I'm only coming into this now. Maybe I need to reread Wanted. I don't know. But anyways, Nemesis Reloaded. 10 out of 10. It's awesome. All right, guys. Until next time.